Welcome to the Prep Reporters. We're on special assignment again this week. We're here at Lincolnton High School, joined by Drake Henry and also Jed Beam, and also Coach Cloninger.
Good seeing you.
Glad to have you, Coach.
Yes,
glad to have you guys. All right, Coach, last week you had North Gaston. You know, North Gaston, they're getting better, but, you know, a couple weeks before that you had Maiden, and then you had the big game with South Point, which has kind of become a big rivalry between, you know, one of the best teams in Gaston County and then the big, you know, one of the best teams in Lincoln County also. And you pulled out a overtime win there with a pretty gutsy call. Tell us a little bit about that.
You know, when you go to South Point, my opinion is when you go to play a team like South Point and you go into overtime, you better go for the win. We weren't going to stop them in overtime, and we went ahead and decided. I decided early that if we got to that position where we could win with a 2-point play, we were going to. And you know, fortunate enough, we did win. And like I said, I really think the non-conference schedule we played so far has been a very competitive schedule, and it's been real good for us.
Yeah, that Lincolnton game, I mean, that had to be great for the kids. I mean, going there, taking on, you know, the defending state champ in 3A, y'all being a 2A school yourself, and, you know, going into their place and going in there and, you know, taking it to them and playing right with them and pulling it out there in overtime.
Well, it gives your team a lot of confidence. Anytime you go play a good team like South Point and come away with a win down there, it is special. And like I said, our team felt good next week, and you know, then we had to prepare for a real good Maiden team. So you know, it's been an interesting preseason, and things have gone our way.
Oh yeah. So tell us a little bit about this year, some of the stuff you've seen. Like we said, we got, you know, the linebacker here, Mr. Henry, and nose guard, Mr. Beam here. You know, and even they can kind of speak on, you know, what they're feeling with the team right now and stuff like that.
Well, I think defensively we're small. We're very small defensively, but our kids get after them, and they're like the Energizer Bunny. They're going full speed all the time. They play with a lot of heart. And you can see these two young men right here. They're a little undersized compared to Shelby, who we're playing this week. I mean, they're talking about a 285-pound nose guard. And Jed, how much do you weigh?
150.
Yeah, 150. And Drake's our linebacker, and both these guys have done an excellent job for this year.
Nice. Tell us a little bit, guys. I mean, you got, you know, if you want to touch on the South Point game, what it meant. But yeah, guys, you got Shelby coming up this weekend. You know, they're coming off a tough loss to their county rival in Crest. You know, I mean, they lost 21-0. Yeah, they're going to definitely feel like their backs up against the wall, have something to prove. What is it y'all are going to look to go out there and establish right away from the opening kickoff this weekend?
Really to just play assignment football, because, I mean, it's an option team and everything. So everybody's got to play their assignment. Because somebody's got to play something, they can make a really big play.
Right.
So go out and make a big hit from the first kickoff, kick return, wherever we do. Come out and make a statement very first play and keep it up the rest of the game. We keep hitting hard. We stay up. Our morale stays up.
I hear that, Coach.
Well, you know, anytime you play Shelby, I mean, one of the great programs in the state, you're always going to get a great game out of them. And yes, they got beat by Crest, but I can tell you right now, Shelby this year. They've got great athletes all over the field. Defensively, probably as good a defense as I've seen in a long time, and offensively they've gone to option football, and that's a big concern with all the skilled people that they have on the offensive side of the ball. So, you know, we're going to have to be fortunate. Something's going to have to happen early for us to catch a break. But like I said, it's one of them normal Shelby teams, just loaded with great athletes.
Yeah, I mean, that Crest team this year is pretty impressive.
Yes.
I mean, you're talking 2A team going up against the 4A team, and Crest, I mean, they are pretty special, it seems to be this year. Crest, kind of maybe old school Crest days.
Yes.
So, I mean, Shelby's definitely still going to opponent.
Always are.
Coach, you're in the second year of a new offense. Is there come around now? And
I think we're learning a little bit better. We're still in the learning phase. I told them the other day, I think we're better than we were last year at it because we've had a year. And Brandon Wilson's running it pretty good right now. But, you know, he missed with a broken hand. So he's now getting the reps that he needs, and you know, we're clicking pretty good with it. But like I said, we go back, we haven't played a defense.
Talk a little bit about your defense. I know you got your two guys here, you know, players, you know, that are standing out. I know you also have Michael Cunningham, who is our co-defensive player of the year, on the defensive side.
Can we let them guys talk about some of their teammates? That's probably the best
Go
thing.
right.
Jed, talk about them, Dre.
In the back, the defensive backs, they're pretty solid this year. They real tall and fast. They know they've learned to read the balls. They know what's happening back in that deep
And that's
back.
Sherrill, and it's Little John and Wilson and people like that. So there's some skilled people back there. Drake, you want to talk about the people up front?
Yeah, Jamie Stamper, he's a really good senior leader. Everything, real hard hitter. Yeah.
Nice.
He's probably our leader on defensive line.
Okay, that's good. Coach, conference is looking pretty good again this year. I mean, West Lincoln's emerging this year, really stepped up. I mean, you've seen it last year, West Lincoln taking those steps forward. This year it really seems to be that they're really putting that, foot really forward.
Tom Staines done a great job out there. He really has. They're on a roll. And I think they've got a game that they can win this week against Chase. And like I said, there's a lot of confidence in West Virginia County right now.
Mm-hmm. And also, I mean, you always still got
East Lincoln. Yeah, and I think Cherryville is the team you got to watch out for. They've got a lot of athletes, a lot of speed, and they're running option football, so they're one of those scary teams also.
Yeah, I mean, conference this year, I mean, it's going to be, the Bessemer City's down a little bit this year, but they're young, they're coming back. But I mean, it's going to probably run through Lincoln again. I mean, it's going to be, defending the home field when you're here and, grabbing a couple wins, when you're out there.
In our league, we got quality coaches. All of the coaches in our league do a good job, and I think, like I said, overall from top to bottom, I think on any given Friday night, someone can beat the other team.
Yep.
And I think that's one thing you've got to, that's down the road, a couple weeks down the road, but that's something that we have to play these non-conference games for, prepare for conference play, and try to get a little bit better each week. And I think these guys have done that. They have gotten better each week. And we got two tough ones coming. We've got Shelby coming, and then Statesville in a couple weeks. So, our schedule doesn't get any easier.
No, it don't. And I think that's one thing I'd like to say to you. I mean, it's important to take those steps, playing those bigger schools. I think it helps,
Right.
because I know sometimes, people don't like to go and play the bigger schools for whatever reason, but y'all, it doesn't seem to matter. Y'all just go right out there and, if they want to play, y'all play them. It don't matter who they are.
Well, and that's the thing. The people we're playing is the old Southwestern League. Years and years ago, East Ruffington, Shelby, RS Central, Kings Mountain, that old league, that was a class league. It was a great league, and we still play South Point, East Ruffington, and Shelby. The people that was in that old Southwestern League, and that was a great league back in the, in the early days. Quality people that class act, and we enjoy playing.
Is there anything, guys, y'all would like the team that y'all are seeing that y'all just want to leave a note on, about coming up game or anything like that for your fans?
Fans have been great. Oh, you talking about some? When we played Maiden, they were everywhere, and we expected huge. What do you think?
Oh yeah, that'd be big.
All right, well, guys, good luck this weekend against Shelby. Coach,
Thank you always.
thank you.
I'll get to it, talk a little bit more next time.
That does it for us here at Lincolnton. I'm David Summey, your host with the Prep Reporters. You can check out all your high school news at FFN Network.